For years, Nikon photographers have asked one simple question. Where is the true professional DX camera? Nikon gave us the Z50. It was light, affordable, and fun. Then came the ZFC. It had charm, style, and retro appeal. The Z30 followed, built for vloggers and casual creators. But still, something was missing. None of these cameras felt like a professional tool. None of them carried the spirit of Nikon's great DX cameras from the past. This is why the rumor of the Nikon Z80 is so powerful. It is not just another leak. Feels like a possible answer. A camera that could fill the gap between consumer APS-C bodies and Nikon's professional full-frame machines. The Z8 and the Z9 are stunning. They prove Nikon can build world-class technology. But they are big, heavy, and expensive. Not every photographer can carry them. Not every creator wants them. The dream is simple. The power of the Z8, but smaller, lighter, and more travel-friendly. That is what people hope the Z80 will be. To understand this desire, let's step back. Nikon's history with DX cameras is rich. The D300 gave photographers speed and toughness in a compact body. The D500 became a legend, trusted by wildlife shooters, sports photographers, and enthusiasts who wanted power without the size of full frame. For many, the D500 was more than a camera. It was a companion, reliable, rugged, and capable. But the D500 is now old. The world has moved to mirrorless. Nikon gave us many great full-frame Z cameras, but DX remained quiet. Photographers noticed. Forums, comment sections, and photography groups repeated the same idea. Where is the real DX flagship? Where is the mirrorless D500? Nikon's silence only made the desire grow stronger. Now the whispers of the Z80 suggest that Nikon might finally be ready to answer. Why does this matter so much? Because real-world photography is about balance. Full-frame cameras are powerful, but they come with weight. Wildlife photographers know this well. Carrying an 800mm lens through airports or across trails is exhausting. Hiking with 10 kilograms of gear is not fun. The solution? Use APS-C with smart lens choices. A 400mm lens becomes a 600mm equivalent. A 300mm becomes a 450mm. Suddenly, you get reach without carrying massive glass. The result is a lighter backpack, easier travel, and less fatigue. This is where a camera like the Z80 makes sense. Imagine pairing it with Nikon's compact telephoto lenses like the 300mm f/4PF or the 400mm f/4.5. Add a 24 to 120mm f/4 for general shooting. Maybe include a 14 to 30mm f/4 for landscapes. With just 3 lenses in one body, you cover everything from ultra-wide to long telephoto. And it all fits in a modest bag. That is freedom. That is why people are excited. The rumors make the dream even bigger. Some suggest the Z80 will inherit DNA from the Z8. It may carry the same powerful EXPEED processor. This is Nikon's latest engine. It drives the Z8, the Z9, the ZF, and the Z6 III. It brings speed, advanced autofocus, and smarter noise reduction. If Nikon brings this to DX, it would be a massive leap. Suddenly, APS-C users could enjoy the same autofocus intelligence as full-frame flagships. That means better subject detection, cleaner low-light results, and faster bursts. The sensor is another mystery. The Z50 used a 20.9 megapixel chip. It was fine for its time, but expectations are higher now. The Z80 is rumored to have between 26 and 32 megapixels. That would give more detail, more cropping ability, and more flexibility. Wildlife shooters could crop tighter. Sports shooters could reframe without losing sharpness. Travel photographers could print bigger. More megapixels also mean more freedom for content creators who edit images and video across different platforms. Of course, resolution alone is not enough. Speed matters. A modern APS-C flagship must shoot fast. High burst rates are expected. Rolling shutter must be controlled. Autofocus must lock and track without hesitation. This is why fast sensor readout speeds are crucial. If Nikon delivers a new sensor with quick readout, the Z80 could truly shine. Another exciting rumor is stabilization. Nikon's hybrid IBIS system first appeared in the ZF and Z6 III. It combines sensor shift stabilization with electronic VR. Together, they give smoother video and sharper photos. Imagine handheld shots at slower shutter speeds. Imagine filming wildlife at 600mm equivalent with less shake. For travelers, hikers, and handheld shooters, this could change everything. Video is also part of the conversation. In the past, DX cameras were often ignored in this area. But times have changed. Today, many photographers are also filmmakers. YouTubers, vloggers, and hybrid creators need strong video tools. The Z80 is expected to offer oversampled 4K, possibly at 60 frames per second or more. Add 10-bit recording, better autofocus tracking and stabilization, and suddenly you have a serious video machine. Not just for casual clips but for professional storytelling. Design matters too. Rumors call the Z80 the mini Z8. That means a similar shape but smaller. A deep grip for comfort. A strong magnesium alloy body for toughness. Full weather sealing for confidence outdoors. A high-resolution electronic viewfinder for clear framing. A fully articulating screen for flexible angles. Dual card slots for reliability, likely one SD and one CF Express Type B. USB-C charging and power delivery for modern workflows. If Nikon includes all this, the Z80 would feel like a real professional tool. The price is the final piece of the puzzle. Expectations suggest a range of $1,200 to $1,500. That would place it above the Z50, but below the entry-level full-frame Z5. At that price, it would directly compete with Canon's R7, Sony's A6700, and Fujifilm's X-T5. Each of those cameras is strong. Each has its own loyal base. But Nikon could win if the Z80 combines flagship DNA with DX advantages at a competitive price. But the Z80 is not just about numbers. It is about strategy. Since the launch of the Z-mount, Nikon's DX line has felt neglected. Only a few cameras and very few native DX lenses. Many shooters had to use bulky full-frame lenses or adapt old f-mount glass. Meanwhile, competitors like Fujifilm, Sony, and Canon kept building rich APS-C systems. Fujifilm especially made APS-C its home. Sony gave APS-C strong autofocus and video. Canon's R7 won praise for reach and performance. Nikon risks losing a whole generation of photographers if it ignores this segment. The Z80 could change that. It could signal that Nikon takes DX seriously again. It could bring balance to the system. A high-quality DX body would give beginners and enthusiasts a path to grow without leaving Nikon. It would give professionals a lighter second body. It would give wildlife and travel shooters a powerful option without the burden of full frame. Of course, challenges remain. The camera market is shrinking. Smartphones dominate casual photography. Only enthusiasts and professionals are left buying dedicated cameras. That means fewer sales. Nikon has said it will focus on higher-margin products. Building a premium DX body is a risk. Will there be enough buyers? Is the market big enough? These are real questions. Still, the opportunity is there. The D500 showed what is possible. It proved that photographers value APS-C when it is done right. The Z80 could follow in its footsteps. If Nikon delivers the right mix of speed, resolution, stabilization, and price, the Z80 could become the modern DX legend. This is why the anticipation feels so strong. Photographers are not just waiting for specs. They are waiting for recognition. They are waiting for Nikon to say, DX matters. You matter. We have not forgotten you. The Z80 represents more than a new camera. It represents hope. The Nikon Z80 does not exist in a vacuum. If it comes, it will enter a crowded battlefield. Canon, Sony, and Fujifilm have all invested heavily in APS-C. Each brand has a clear vision. Each brand has loyal users. Nikon must not only create a strong camera, it must convince people to stay or to return. Let's begin with Canon. The EOS R7 is the most direct rival. It has a 32.5 megapixel sensor, fast readout, and excellent autofocus. It can shoot 15 frames per second with a mechanical shutter. It has in-body stabilization, good video options, and a competitive price around $1,399. Canon positioned it as a hybrid tool for wildlife, sports, and video creators. The R7 has already built a reputation as the APS-C choice for serious shooters. If Nikon wants the Z80 to compete, it must match or beat these features. More resolution, faster bursts, stronger autofocus, cleaner video. If the Z80 falls short, people will ask, why not buy the R7? Then comes Sony. The A6700 is their latest APS-C flagship. It uses a 26-megapixel backside illuminated sensor. Autofocus is powered by the same AI-driven system found in their full-frame cameras. Recognizes humans, animals, birds, cars, insects, and even airplanes. Tracking is sticky and precise. For video, it offers 4K oversampled from 6K, up to 120 frames per second. Color science has improved and rolling shutter is well controlled. At $1,399, it is a very strong package. Sony also has a rich E-mount lens ecosystem. That means many choices, both native APS-C and full-frame lenses. For Nikon, this is tough competition. The Z80 must stand out with ergonomics, grip comfort, stabilization performance, and integration into the Nikon system. And we cannot forget Fujifilm. Fujifilm lives in APS-C. They built their identity on it. Cameras like the X-T5 prove it. With a 40-megapixel sensor, film simulations, and a mature lens lineup, Fujifilm offers something Nikon does not. A philosophy. A belief that APS-C is not second best but the best choice. The X-T5 is loved by photographers for its design, dials, and colors. Fujifilm's lenses cover everything. Small primes, fast zooms, long telephotos. For many, this ecosystem is irresistible. How does Nikon fight that? The Z80 cannot copy Fujifilm's style. It must instead focus on pure performance. Speed, autofocus, processor power, build quality. That is where Nikon can lead.